The 2021 West Side Story remake, directed by Steven Spielberg and starring Rachel Zegler, was a cinematic masterpiece and a deep mentoring trip that has only lately been completely comprehended. The film's performances, directing, and revival of a classic were lauded, but Spielberg and Zegler's collaboration was remarkable. Their special relationship was crucial to the film's success, from casting to set work. The Audition, a surprising route to fame. Why is Rachel Zegler's West Side Story audition video among Spielberg's most memorable? Many were surprised when Rachel Zegler was cast as Maria in West Side Story. Zegler was a high school student at the time, 18, and had little prior professional acting experience. Spielberg subsequently referred to her self-taped audition as one of the most remarkable videos he had ever seen, marking her big break. As a self-described musical theater nerd, Zegler has adored the 1961 adaptation of West Side Story since he was a child. However, she approached the audition process for the part of Maria with a profound appreciation for the original work and its heritage. Her real enthusiasm for the part and her ability to infuse the character of Maria, who is typically portrayed as a young Puerto Rican woman in love with Tony, a member of the rival Jets gang, with new, genuine energy, were what really made her audition stand out, not just her amazing singing voice or performance. The mentoring role of Steven Spielberg. The filmmaker of iconic films like Jaws and Schindler's List, Steven Spielberg, is renowned for his attention to detail and talent spotting. His guidance throughout the shoot, not just his collaboration with Zegler, is noteworthy. Spielberg, whose illustrious career spanned more than 50 years, mentored Zegler and gave her advice that would influence her approach to the movie. Zegler and Spielberg's relationship was based on respect for one another. Spielberg saw the value of developing Zegler's innate skill while also appreciating it. Zegler has spoken extensively in interviews about how Spielberg gave her the confidence she needed to pursue her career, particularly when she was feeling insecure. Zegler claims that Spielberg often comforted her, advising her to just trust herself, which was crucial to her development as an actor. Spielberg encouraged Zegler to take chances and achieve sincerity in her depiction of Maria, which is what makes his mentoring so wonderful. Spielberg's guidance went beyond the technical parts of acting to include her psychological development and coping mechanisms in the often hostile Hollywood setting. Their creative partnership, a common goal for Maria. Shakespeare's Romeo and Juliet served as the inspiration for the 1957 musical that was adapted into the West Side Story remake. But Spielberg wanted to do more than just remake the original. He wanted to keep its spirit while making it relevant to modern viewers. A key component of this idea was Zegler's portrayal of Maria. Spielberg thought that the key to the success of the movie was to choose a person who could not only sing and act well, but also offer a new viewpoint to the part. Spielberg has explained in interviews how Zegler's interpretation of Maria was a growth of the character, a young woman with more agency, complexity, and independence, rather than just a mirror image of the figure from the stage. Spielberg worked hard with Zegler behind the scenes to make sure she was aware of the character's motives and intricacies. They spoke about Maria's journey, her inner battles, and how her romance with Tony might go beyond the narrative for hours. Zegler's performance demonstrated the power and vulnerability with which Spielberg urged her to approach her role. Zegler's ability to represent Maria's innocence and inner power was one of her most noteworthy performances. While remaining faithful to the musical's core, Spielberg gave her the artistic latitude to try new things, reinterpret certain famous lines, and give the role her own personality. Working with the cast, Ansel Elgort's chemistry. Given that West Side Story is really a love tale, Maria and Tony's Ansel-Elgort chemistry was essential. The on-screen connection between Zegler and Elgort was immediately apparent. But what viewers missed was the relationship-building Spielberg orchestrated behind the scenes. Spielberg took a comprehensive approach. He felt that Zegler and Elgort had to develop a sincere connection in order for them to fully represent their characters' romance. Spielberg urged the two performers to hang out together outside of the movie's rehearsals throughout the whole process. Spielberg knew that the emotional bond between the two would be crucial to giving the love story a genuine feel, whether it was just talking over meals or exchanging personal tales. Their connection seemed genuine and heartwarming on TV, demonstrating the value of this preparation, a dedication to representation and authenticity. West Side Story's dedication to authenticity was among its most important features. Spielberg made it apparent from the start that he wanted the cast to represent the genuine variety of Latinx and Puerto Rican culture, something that was sometimes disregarded in earlier iterations of the musical. Despite early reservations because of Zegler's Colombian and Polish ancestry, this dedication extended to her casting. Spielberg's choice of Zegler demonstrated his commitment to finding an actor who could embody Maria and defy expectations. Spielberg also made sure the film's depiction of Puerto Rican culture was truthful and respectful by collaborating closely with the actors and crew. To make sure the movie stayed faithful to the realities of the community, he worked with cultural experts such as Puerto Rican actress and educator Ariana DeBose. This opened Zegler's eyes, and she has discussed in interviews how Spielberg's focus on cultural realism helped her better grasp the part. Behind-the-scenes disclosures, a connection outside the set. Although Spielberg and Zegler's professional cooperation was notable, what really made their relationship unique was their personal bond. Zegler has mentioned Spielberg's generosity and mentoring in several interviews. Spielberg fostered an atmosphere that allowed Zegler to flourish, from the way he made her feel at ease filming her first major Hollywood movie to his support during trying times. Zegler described a specific instance in which Spielberg personally spent time reviewing her musical pieces and providing constructive criticism in a manner that sounded more collaborative than directive. Zegler was able to develop personally as well as an actor because of this spirit of collaboration. Zegler's approach to the character was significantly influenced by Spielberg's focus on the performance's emotional realism, rather than merely hitting the proper notes. Their partnership's legacy. What long-term effects did Spielberg's mentoring have on Rachel Zegler's post-West Side Story career? Zegler's commitment and Spielberg's guidance produced an absolutely amazing outcome. Critics praised Zegler's portrayal of Maria for giving the character depth and a new viewpoint, and her performance was well praised. As a rising star in Hollywood, her depiction of Maria became a pivotal point in her early career. West Side Story was a love project for Spielberg, and one of the film's pleasures was his work with Zegler. Spielberg demonstrated his mastery of both the art of mentoring and the skill of filmmaking by being able to coach a young, gifted actress and help her shine in a part that was so legendary. Spielberg's impact may be seen in Zegler's performances and attitude to her job as she advances in her career. One of the most inspirational tales of teamwork in contemporary film is their relationship, which was developed on the set of West Side Story. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit like, share, and subscribe for more.